Hello, this is technology expert Reginald Andre with ArcSolvers. In this video, I will be explaining 3 steps on how to spot an email to see if it's a scam or not. This is important because 30% of phishing emails get open, and this leads to corporate logins being compromised and attacked, and you definitely don't want that for your business, that someone has the username and password of a login of an employee. So feel free to use this video in your next employee staff meeting, or maybe you just hired a new employee and you can show them this video so that they know what to look out for. Or you can go ahead and just share this link to your staff and let them be able to see the 3 things to look out for to see if an email is a scam or not. So right now you're looking at my screen and you're going to notice that the subject line says your Office 365 suspension notification. Now this seems like a big deal because we do use Microsoft Office 365, which is an email service. It's a very popular email service, and this is a big deal if this is true. Well, the first thing that I want to look at, and the first thing that you want to look at, is the from part. And although the display name says Microsoft support, this is not necessarily true, because if you then continue reading, it actually has my email address. Well, how could I email myself that my 365 is going to be suspended? So you always want to look at the from part. You want to be sure that it's an email address that you actually recognize. So that's the first flag, that somehow is saying that I emailed myself, but it's really Microsoft. The second thing that you want to see is that it's Microsoft emailing you. Microsoft will never contact you via email or by phone if you did not solicit it. That is not how they work. If you have any issues with Microsoft, you call them and they can open up a support ticket and then they will email you. But they will never just send you an email, especially if you're not an administrator of the account, and just say, oh, there's something wrong. So if a secretary or just a regular employee that's not an administrator on the email account gets an email, and if that's you, then you automatically know that this is not a legit email, because they would have only sent that to your IT administrator. The third thing that you want to look out for is any links on the website. Now this actually looks very legit, because if you notice, the domain ends in Microsoft.com. That's very legit. However, if you hover over it, you're going to notice that the login is totally different from Microsoft.com. So they basically did a hyperlink. Right here it says Microsoft.com, but when you click on it, it's going to take you to a bad website. And what they want you to do is to log in here. You're going to click here, then they're going to want you to put in your username and your password. And that's how they're going to break into your email. And the studies have shown that, unfortunately, about 60 to 70% of people use the same password for multiple online sites. So now that they have access to your email, it's possible that they have access to other corporate information, such as maybe your payroll company, your banking, etc. So these are 3 things that you can look out for. And in the event that you do get an email like this, all you have to do is click here where it says junk, and what you want to do is you're going to say block sender. And what that means is next time that the sender, which this also is not really the sender, there's a way you can see who the real sender is, they're going to block that email from coming to you. Also, what you want to do is you're going to want to forward this email to your IT company, your IT consultant, because what they can do is they can actually block that original sender from emailing all the other employees in your organization, because just because you did it here doesn't mean that someone next to you, a colleague or whatever, won't get it too. So I hope that this was helpful, and if it was, please be sure to like and subscribe to the site so that you can continue to get more tips on cybersecurity and IT tips. Thank you.